Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Ariv. I know it's been a while since I posted a video and gave an update, but I'm excited to share some progress I've made this week and over the last couple weeks and give you guys an update on a couple things I've been working on. So let's get started. The first thing I wanted to talk about was everyone's favorite Hydra. So I've been working pretty hard on my Hydra teams, trying to just sort of maximize my output, and I wanted to sort of share how it's been going. So this was my Hydra Clash result this week. 351 million. That's so far my personal best from just a total all three keys. I was able to get a normal, hard, and brutal key in this week, and I kind of just wanted to talk about real quick some of the things that I noticed with this team and sort of some areas where I think I can really improve. So let's start with the brutal team. So there was a regear. I think Plarium did just a 3-day free regear event for everyone. So I took an opportunity to sort of regear some of these champions, mainly Wixwell, to make him a viable mischief tank, which is something I had not had before. So, buffs are getting stolen and spread and all of that. It's just a nightmare. So I actually and Michelle as well. Both of them have unique buffs that they put up, and eventually, Michelle will not be on this team as soon as I get a better nuker to sort of take his place. But for the moment, he was sort of my second damage dealer outside of Thor. And this team did pretty well. I think I did something like 76 million on this with this team. So 76 million. Thor's in my best nuking gear. You can see the instinct set with perception. He unfortunately I don't have any real quality pieces in Savage or Merciless. So and you'll see some of the Savage gear come up in some of the later teams, I think. But so Wixwell got a regear, Thor got a regear, Elva did not, Mithrala did not, Michelle did, and then Ugo did as well, just to try and make him a little bit more tanky and just a little bit more consistent with the debuffs. Ugo's like a really important part of this team, with the decreased defense and block buffs, and then the occasional leeches. So overall, I think last week I did about almost 100 million on brutal with this team. Just didn't have very good RNG this time around, and I think I spent about 2 or 3 hours just rerunning to try and get a good result, and then eventually I manualed it and was able to get 76 million. So that was good enough for me this week. This team will get better as my gear gets better and as I get better nukers. So Michelle will unfortunately probably get put down to other teams. Pardon me. As I get closer to just having better champions and better output. I'm really lacking quite a few of sort of like the meta really good champions. And with my account being as young as it is, I don't have access to Varl yet or any of the sort of more guaranteed DPSers. So, okay, so areas of improvement for this team. It's going to come with gear. It's going to also come with better champions. I just going to have to be patient. I think it would get better with Elva being in full protection. That would be really nice. I also think Wixwell is in a few protection pieces, but I think getting him in some maybe like a reflex plus the rest perception would be great. And so also now that I'm getting double chests from 3 difficulties, I should be getting a lot more protection gear, and that will help sort of gear out some of these other teams. So was excited about this one. So my next team, my hard team, is this Glaciade, Mikage Ninja, Arbiter, Geostagnite team. So this is going to apply to the hard team and to the normal team. I thought I had pretty solid support champions, and I think they are good support champions in the right contexts. This team struggled. I know it says I did 40 million here. That was after a lot of experimentation and a lot of trial and error. I did have Phoenix, I think, was here. You'll notice that there's no block buff champion here. That's a big problem. There's also no provoker, which is sort of another big problem. Luckily, the Mikage Ninja combination, along with Geo, was able to sort of power through a lot of the heads and kill them before they really did much. But we did have a lot of deaths. Glakead and Arbiter were just using their revives on cooldown almost. I have a real issue with Ninja being too squishy and dying a lot. Geo was a help with this, with his passive, being able to sort of reduce the amount of damage we took. I tried the Glakeade spot with Duchess. I tried with Demitha just for the raw healing and not using the block buffs, or sorry, block damage, because that was just getting stolen all the time. So this took a lot of trial and error. I think I'm going to sit on this team as is for a little while. I do have some plans to level up some different champions to sort of replace some of these champions. Bells is one of them with his AoE block buffs and leech, and his sort of ramping damage mechanic on his passive that will help the damage in this team. The real big issue, and this is why I mentioned support, I don't think I said it explicitly. I just don't have a way to keep people alive. Ninja was dying all the time. This easily could have probably been 55 or 60 million, but Ninja was dead for half the run. And even with the decreased attack that Stagnite brings, it was just a really difficult run that ended up in a good spot. But I went through a lot of variations with this. So I did have a spreadsheet that I sort of wanted to share because I did like a planning document, which is super nerdy. But I'm kind of stupid, and I have to visualize how these things work in order for me to really sort of understand. So sorry for the eye bomb. Let me turn on the dark mode here. So this was last week's team. 250 million was not great. I had Ragesh and I had Huskin and some of these teams, and it just wasn't quite working. So I think I've sort of settled on this for the moment. So Bells is going to come into the hard team. Molly's going to come into the hard team to have a provoke because those are the two big things I was missing. I've got Theodore in here simply for decreased speed and increased speed on the team. And then I've got Ninja, Mikage, and Glakehead. This is very much sort of not like a just kill stuff real quickly. It's more of a control team with Molly's turn meter increase, provoke, revive. Bells is a champion that ramps up as they do damage. I did manage to craft another crown relic, so he's going to get that. I actually have I managed to get one last week too, so I've been extremely lucky with that's my third Arathi Coronet relic. I don't know why I just blanked on the word. So that's going to be sort of the team that I'm trying to put together. So the sort of the big issue I see here is no decrease attack, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, no decrease attack, and that's really just a product of just champions that I don't have. Obviously, Theodore could be taken out, and something better could be put in for increased speed, decreased speed. I am doing the fusion Esme, so we'll see about if she can fit in here with increased attack, increased speed, increased accuracy, the sort of pushing up of your highest attack champion. And then she does something else. Oh, it's block buffs and weaken actually. So actually, let me just confirm that because I don't want to get that wrong. She's not an orc. She's a barbarian. Increase attack, increase speed, block buffs, and weaken. So Yeah, I wouldn't put her with Bells. I may put her with a different team. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it works out. She's not going to be built for a while. She's going to sit as fragments until the next champion chase comes up. Sorry, I used about 1,500 mystery shards today with the champion chase, so I just want. I've been trying to rebuild that up. What are we doing? Get your life together. Clan bosses. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, so that's how that is might go. We'll just have to see how that works out. Geo is sort of my passive damage dealer, damage reduction champ. So actually, I'd probably replace Arbiter with a team that's a little bit tankier with the leech buffs going up for a little bit more healing. So that's not something we'll have to figure that out. That's a problem for future me. And then normal. So I did 42 million on normal. So this was kind of a thrown together team. Um, Cleo here is built to be a mischief tank, high resistance, high accuracy. I know that she can do damage, but I just needed her to live, and I needed her to place her debuffs, and I needed her to tank the mischief head. So she's built tanky, she's built high accuracy, high resistance. Um, Phoenix here, just a crush, just a nuker. He's just simply there to do damage, and he did all right. Umbral Enchantress is literally only block buffs, which is disappointing. That could get a lot better. Vizix here, decrease speed, provoke, ally protect, just a real solid champion. And then I've got Duchess here for a reviver and block buffs and increased attack. Ragash here is, or Ragash here is decrease defense, increase speed, strengthen. Sort of the secondary nuker on this team, but as you can see, Cleo did a pretty decent job. And this team, honestly, I let it auto. I did not even touch it, and it went 42 million, and I was good with that. So this team could get a lot better as well. I'm in the process of ranking up Ostrox, a champion that a lot of people, every content creator that I see is like, people don't know about this champion. This is a really good one. Couldn't agree more. Let's take a look at him real quick. Ostrox. So increased accuracy, removes one random debuff from all allies. So if you're having trouble dealing with Head of Torment, this is a really good way to get rid of that. Those heal reductions from the Head of Decay, I think, really annoying. It'd be nice to cleanse those off so people can get healed up. So this is really cool. Block buffs, AoE block buffs. If 4 or more enemies are alive, has a 75% chance of placing a block buff debuff on each enemy for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. This is crazy. This is really cool. Hydra heads are always alive, so there's a guarantee you will always have 4, and you will always be placing this for 3 turns, minus the 3% chance that you just randomly get 3% and it doesn't land. He's void, so he doesn't weak hit. This is just fantastic. Not to mention, it's not the only thing he's doing like Umbral Enchantress is doing. Umbral Enchantress really brings nothing else to the table. Her A3 is completely useless and locks herself out for 5 turns, which, why does that even exist? I don't know. It's not such a problem in wave-based content, but in Hydra, it's like, you just turn it off. He's got the 1 random debuff plus increased accuracy, and then on his A1, 70% chance of transferring 1 random debuff from this champion to the target. That's cool. Ends up being 100% chance. Also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP. So every A1 he's healing your team. Sorry, he's healing one person on your team. So this is increased accuracy for 2 turns on a 4-turn, plus the cleanse. Every 3 turns, he's putting up 3-turn block buffs, and then he A2s twice and is healing, random person on your team, and then cycles back. It's just fantastic. It's a really, really good kit for an epic, a void epic, no less. So, would love to get a high blessing on this guy. He's going to be built tanky, accurate, with a lot of speed. It's just speed, accuracy, and survival. Oh, I didn't even mention his passive. Whenever an enemy attempts to place a debuff on this champion, 20% chance to reflect it back. So that's just cool. So the poison head throws poisons on you. You reflect one or two of them. Awesome. The fear from Head of Torment, 20% chance, 1 in 5 chance to reflect it back. It won't land, but at least it won't land on him. So just an awesome, just cool champion. I'm very excited to level him up and get him going. I think he's level 50 right now. So taking a look at who I could possibly build. So I think the biggest thing I have right now, I'm just going to break this down a little bit. The biggest sort of issue that I'm having right now is nukers. Nukers are my biggest problem. So, okay, so what can we do about that? Who's available to be a nuker? Well, the first one that stands out to me is He-Man. I've seen him used in some teams. I've seen some numbers. Looks pretty good. Is not a specific build, but is a little bit of a challenge to build with some of his stat requirements. But I think it should be fine. Okay, so that's He-Man. Bells is one that I just put, this was a challenge I needed to complete, so just ignore that gear. Bells can, I think, ramp into a good nuker with his passive. He's also bringing block debuffs and leech, or sorry, block buffs and leech. So he's the next one I chose to just for the utility to build. And then the last one I was thinking on my account that could potentially be a very good like Hydra nuker was Scorid. Scorid's fusion a couple months ago, maybe not a couple months ago, maybe more, is mainly sort of focused around this hex deal where he's placing hex on all enemies for 2 turns. Damage inflicted by the skill increased by 20% for each hex buff placed, and then attacks stacks up to 100%. So over the course of the fight, I don't think this resets like per turn. It doesn't say. Also heals champion for 20% if it's resisted. And then increase attack buff, and then yeah, so basically, and then this is a debuff spread. So and he's got a little, so like everything sort of revolves around hex. I've seen some good numbers from people running Scored in the right builds and the right setups. So this might be an option as well. At the very least, building him for a normal team, and then being able to have a nuker who is also a hex nuker. I don't know. We could see how that works. I think that also is going to rely heavily on other people bringing debuffs for him. We can decrease defense because it's not really like a lot of other utility here. He's just, I mean, I understand he's spreading debuffs, but it's only spreading hex if it only hits like one. Yeah, well, like this is like a we'll see type deal. He's also putting what is this, increase attack on himself. So this sometimes could make him a target for mischief, which I would not want that. So maybe he pairs well with Esme, who's putting increased attack on everyone on her A1, so it's just always up. So it's just things you have to consider. So yeah, those are the sort of the Bells, Scorid, and He-Man are kind of the 3 I'm looking at. I don't really think there's anyone else. That Quelch is more of a arena counter to Armand's. I did pull a couple new champions. I think this guy is pretty new, Cracklin. He's so ugly. It's a cool model though. He's more of a support, kind of a healer. Decreased accuracy and weaken. I mean, so this might be a good support champion. Yeah, it's sort of heal reduction's kind of useless, but this on a 3-turn restoring, oh, it's destroyed max HP, but then also continuous heal. So I don't know. We'll look into that. Dang it, I just screwed up my filter. Okay. So I wanted to finish off the video sort of with this update. So I recently pulled Lady Mikage, who's awesome. I love her kit. I want to put her in full protection gear, but I just don't have the pieces yet. So that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. I would assume I have a couple really solid protection pieces sort of waiting for her. I'm really enjoying her utility. I know it's in every video that you watch, but it really is understated how good the Silken Snare is. Um, Decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs and ally debuffs, and then increasing the duration of enemy debuffs and ally buffs. So it's basically like she does two things with every kind of buff depending on who it's on. So allies, good buffs up, bad buffs down, and then the same um for enemies. And it's I think it's really undersold how freaking good this is. You put her with like a Wixwell or a Mad Hatter or somebody that also increases um buff duration, and it's like you just get like permanent buffs almost. Like with her with a Demytha's like and a Wixwell on a clan boss team is almost just like insane. Like it's just so you just never run out of buffs. They you finish with a full stack of 10 buffs at 10 duration. So it's pretty crazy. Um, I pulled her during the last personal CVC, and I did try a couple different builds on her. I need to get a better ring. This ring sucks. It's the best HP ring I have, though. I really just built her for speed, accuracy, and HP. I was really trying to ensure that that Silken Snare was going to hit in Hydra, and I wanted to make sure that in PvP I was landing my stuns, my decrease, my weakens, and then also being able to have Silken Snare hit in PvP. It's not 100% because I'm kind of at the point where I'm going up against people who have better champions, better stats, and so it's 50-50. Um, but I just, like everyone says she's a game changer. I just didn't really realize how much until I got her and then started using her and seeing all of the areas that she's good in. So just really excited. She's going to be sort of a focus for my protection gear. If I can, I'd like to have like a. I saw a build where it was like 4-piece reflex. I don't think my reflex gear is not that good. It was like 4-piece reflex, 4-piece stone skin. So she was getting extra turns in Hydra, getting a little bit of protection in PvP, and it seemed like a really good overall build. So I might look into like sort of trying to get to that point, and seeing what reflex gear I've got, and then just pretty much just cleansing out any gear that I don't think is going to be good, because there's no point in changing this unless I think it's going to be something better. Specifically her speed. I'd like to get her to like 310, 320 speed. That would be like, okay, I can move her into the brutal team maybe with Ninja and my sort of top tier champions. The reason that she's not there is just I simply have two. I don't want to put Ninja and Thor in the same team for Hydra. That's two magic affinity nukers, and it's caused issues when later in the fight someone gets eaten and we're weak hitting, and I just can't break them out fast enough. So I have to just sort of make sure I'm paying attention to that. But yeah, that's the video for today. Just been me rambling and things I've been working on. Great Hall is looking better. We've got a lot of here. I'm saving this for CVC to get points, and then it's going to be res after that. My live arena, I've just been spending some time in live arena. I'm up to silver 3, 1875, so that's cool. Not really focusing too much on that. Maybe doing like 2 or 3 battles whenever it's time. And then, oh yeah, Faction Wars. So Faction Wars, we are on track to finish this here probably in the next couple months. We have been able to progress to 826 out of, I think it's 945. We were able to finish, I think, what was it? Was it Lizardmen we did? Skinwalker, Knights Revenant already did. High Elf was going to be my next one, and I have all those champions at 60 and mastered. So just need to gear up, I think, Lana Thrill, and then we're probably good to go there. I might need to build a different nuker for that team because it's a little bit support heavy. Um, my only real true nuker is Royal Guard, so we might have to build a separate nuker. We'll see about that. Um, let's see what else. I did make some progress on Sylvan Watchers and Shadowkin. Ranking up Mikage, well, not ranking up, but building out Mikage helped with this. Also, my Sylvan Watcher team, I think, is. Oh, I can't go into it. I think I leveled Mist Rider Dithey, and he's sort of carried, and I've just kind of had. I had Elva, I had Glakehead, and then I just need to build 2 more champions for that to be finished. So we might push that one up. We might. I'm not sure what's going to be next. Dark Elf is pretty close. I wanted to do Ogrins after High Elves, but based on who I sort of need to rank up for Hydra, I think we'll probably go into like Undead Horde, because that's Ostrox. We'll probably go into Orcs, because that's Bells. Where's the Orc Crypt? Right here. Bells is going to help out a lot here, just with being HP based and having good multipliers. So we'll see, but I think we're on the home stretch here. We've only got Undead Horde, Ogren, Orcs, Dark Elves, and then Shadowkin, Sylvan Watchers. So I think Lydia will be added to the team here probably in the next couple months. I'm basically leveling 1 champion a week, and that's going to be my next video, is kind of how I'm doing that, ranking up 1 champion a week. Because it's really efficient. It doesn't use very many resources at all, and I've been doing that consistently while also doing my fusions, while also doing spending my excess energy on masteries and all of that. So we're looking good. Things are. I have to keep telling myself this is a slow game and things are gonna happen slowly, unless you're spending a ton of money, which I'm not. And so, but overall, after looking at all this, I think we're looking pretty good. So, hope you guys stick around. Hope you guys like the video, and I will catch you around. Peace.